If you were to choose one posture to do in yoga trapeze that does wonders for your back, for the hips, this would be the posture I'm teaching you today. Our restorative version of frog inversion. This is very safe for beginner practitioners because we are going to be keeping our shoulders and head on the ground, and we're learning how to wrap our legs around the hammock safely and securely. And it's the same wrap that eventually you will take up onto the higher trapeze to help you decompress the spine, to help you open the hips. It's a wonderful posture, one of my favorites. If you were to do one, this would be that posture you want to do. First, let's talk about the setup of the hammock. This hammock is low. It's actually just a few inches off the ground. That's where we will begin. And if later on you want to bring it higher, as long as that stays symmetrical on both sides, you can lift it up to the level that is comfortable for your back. But we'll get it first low. To get into our restorative frog inversion, we will begin by lying down on the ground with the hips right underneath the hammock. And then once you lie down, you're going to lift your feet off the ground and bring them through the center of the hammock to the other side. So they go through the center to the other side. From here, keeping your feet under your knees, we want to lift into the bridge pose and slide the fabric of the hammock underneath your hips. If I feel I'm a little bit off the center, I'm going to scooch myself forward or back where I feel I'm right under those rig points and daisy chains, which will keep the hold more comfortable. Once you're here in this bridge pose, you can just take a couple of minutes to relax, shift your hips from side to side, relax your face, soften your belly. This is a nice posture in itself to be in, so just don't rush it. Stay here for a little bit longer. And then when we're ready to come into our inversion, we will be wrapping our legs around the hammock from the back to the front. So in order to do it, first thing we want to remove the fabric from our legs higher towards the glutes. So I'm just going to grab the side of the fabric and push it up. It's okay to have your fabric towards your lower back. In fact, you can spread it out a little bit, just like you have a little band around your sacrum to support you wherever it feels comfortable. If there is too much fabric bunched up in one place, you can start feeling the pressure a little more. So you want to redistribute it. And then from here, I'm going to start bringing the soles of the feet together, letting the knees fall apart. Why I do that this way? It's a good cue to remind us that when we come to the inversion, we're going to come from the back, around, and wrap to the front, not through the center to the front and then wrap to the back, because that's oftentimes what I see when students start to do. They lift their legs and they go through the center, and that's not a safe wrap. We want to keep those knees on the back of the hammock. So when I start lifting my legs up, my knees are already in the position. I'm not going through the center. I'm going to take my shins in front. And here we have a couple of options. We can bring the soles of the feet together. We can wrap feet around the hammock. Let's just bring the soles of the feet together, a little more comfortable, and let ourselves relax. So here we are in our restorative frog inversion. As you stay here, you start feeling this nice pull of the hammock upward as the gravity pushes you down. And that's what creates a lot of space in the lower back, our lumbar spine. We're opening our hips. It just feels really comfortable to stay here for a while, reminding ourselves to just slow down the breath, relax the face. You can decide to keep your arms alongside the body. Some people like to bring their arms over the head, maybe cactus arms. And you can also sway your hips from side to side. That's a nice little movement. And in this inversion, you can stay for quite a while, anywhere between 3 to 5 minutes, where we start also working with the fascia, connective tissue around the muscles. And that's a good thing, to create that consistent pressure on the fascia by holding longer. Oftentimes when we're in the higher inversion, we can't stay upside down that long, especially when you just begin the practice, but this is very comfortable to just hang in after a long day. Let your spine decompress, feel the spaciousness through the lumbar spine, and relax. Close your eyes. Take a couple of nice, deep, nourishing breaths. Inhale and exhale. And then when you're ready to come out of the posture, we're just going to bring our legs one at a time back down to the ground. Feet land, one leg, other leg. And here we are back into our bridge pose, taking a couple more sways from side to side. And then from here, we will lift the hips up again to slide the hammock down under our knees. And we can just lift the legs and bring them on the other side of the hammock. And here we are, back where we started. So this segment is about what not to do and how not to wrap your legs around the hammock. Remember how I told you to walk your feet together, soles of the feet together, knees apart, so your knees stay behind the hammock. A lot of times, if you don't do that, the tendency is going to be to start bringing your knees towards the chest, and then people are going to bring the legs around and they're going to try to wrap this way. And guess what? This is not safe, even though in the low hammock you can hang here, but this is not the right wrap. It doesn't really work to open your hips much. In addition, if you were into high hammock, you could just flip all the way back and it would be a flip over, not a frog inversion. So this is no knees towards the chest. Your knees should be out to the side, wide, staying behind that hammock so you can bring them up, legs come around, and now the soles of the feet together, and you're not going anywhere. You cannot flip out of this hammock. Now I will show you a variation of this frog inversion that does not require the legs to go all the way around the hammock into the wrap. Sometimes hips just don't feel open enough to get that wrap around. So you may find this version with the middle handles more accessible. So we have 3 sets of handles, highest handles on the top, middle handles right there in the middle, and then the lowest will be on the floor. We don't worry about those. We will be using middle handles. We'll get into the position exactly the same way as we did before, lying down on the ground, and then bringing the legs through the center of the hammock to the other side. So the hammock is under our knees, and then feet under the knees, lifting the hips up. We'll bring the hammock all around your hips. And in this posture, you just want to have nice band of fabric all around. So you have a lot of support under your hips as you come into that inversion. So let's say we cannot get the legs lift and bring it all the way around. Instead, I'm going to take the middle handle. I'll slide the black handle out of the way to create a loop, and I can bring my knee to chest and slide the ankle through, straightening the legs forward. And I'm going to do the same way with the other leg. I'm going to take the knee to chest. Oftentimes it doesn't require that external rotation, so that's easier. And then we're just going to take our legs through the loop and then straighten it out. So even here, you can just stay with legs elevated straight and let yourself sway from side to side. It is an inversion because your hips and legs are higher than your shoulders and your head. So you feel that inversion happening. But we can also choose to bring the soles of the feet together here and come into that frog. Only now you don't have to bring your feet as high up to wrap around. They're a little more parallel to the ground and feels less intense on your hips. So this is a good inversion to try if your hips prefer this. And we're just going to let gently sway again from side to side. Your middle handles will support your ankles here in this frog inversion variation. I'm just going to let ourselves hang here. So this variation is only possible with the low hammock when your head and the shoulders are on the ground. We cannot do the same variation when we're high up in the high hammock because we just don't have enough secure wrap. This is a restorative version only. And then to come out, we're just going to bring our knees again towards the chest, or you can even kick that handle off with the help of the other foot. Bring feet down, lift your hips up, slide the hammock down under your knees. Take your legs out to the side and just roll to the side to come back up where we started. So give it a try. Maybe you like this version.